Yes. Okay. Hi, everyone. Have a beautiful evening on Saturday or Sunday morning, wherever you are in this world. This is an international team. I am here with Rico Leon. Leon, right?
Yes.
Um, he has been kind enough to accept my invite to do a go live with me. And the reason I wanted to meet with him tonight virtually is because Rico is, beside being very successful in this business, I haven't told you this, by the way. I love your story when you were sharing your journey, when you had your recent success in our weekly masterminds. I talked about it to my husband. I talked about it to everybody I know. You're
Wow.
so inspiring. You are a symbol of hard work, positivity, and faith. And doesn't matter, what what's going on in this crazy world right now.
Hmm.
No matter where I am, no matter what I do, I will always remember how inspiring you are. So, and also most importantly is you're a pastor. You are representing the church. And right now, unfortunately, in Iran, there is a lot of bad things happening. I can say bad
Yeah.
things because there is a lot of pain, there is a lot of murder, a lot of young people. And it all started almost a month ago when a 22-year-old girl called Masa Amini was
Mm.
murdered because she wasn't wearing her hijab properly. And so people, of course, don't have the, freedom of expression, unfortunately. And that's why many of Iranians are outside Iran, like myself. I immigrated 20 years ago. I haven't been
Mm.
back for over 10 years. My family, my parents, everybody's here, and almost everybody from my university, all the
Yeah.
people that the government paid for their education, they're all also outside Canada, outside Iran, in
Wow.
Canada, Australia. But and I thought that I have completely like moved out of the country, and I don't care what's happening with the corrupt
Mm.
government. But when these things started and people are starting suffering, my suffering started. And you are someone who is very close to God, and you're a pastor. I have so much respect for you as an
Thank you.
entrepreneur, as someone who's representing church. I just wanted to ask you this question. It can maybe help Iranian people who are in pain, who are suffering, and also all the other victims of human rights, all the other women have been murdered, all everybody else who is going through the same pain. Maybe your words can heal us, because I really needed that. And thank you so much for for accepting
Wow.
it. So my question is, if there is God, and there is God, I believe in it with all my faith. I know there is a lot of people, my friends, my best friends, don't believe in it. I believe in God. I know there is a creation. Today I was seeing all these birds and stuff with my kids. When I went out, I'm like, this is
Mm.
impossible. Everything is just coming out of no blue, right? Why there is so much suffering? What do you think about that?
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Neda, for having me. I feel extremely, extremely humbled to be part of your page and
Thank
be
you.
sharing with your followers and business partners around the world. And greetings to all the those who are watching right now. Also be watching on replay, and especially my heart goes toward the Iranian people, your people, and my heart definitely goes toward all the pain and sufferance that's happening over there. It's not fair. It is not fair. And myself as a pastor, as a minister, my full-time job is a missionary. I dedicate my life to help people who are in unfortunate situations around the world, mainly in my country, Haiti. And if you know anything about Haiti, I'm pretty sure it's not anything because of the beautiful beaches. It's all because of the big problems, all the horrible things that happens, and almost the same thing. Like Haiti is known as the poorest country in the Western world, yet the very first Black republic in the world, the very first nation in modern history that removed slavery off itself. Yet it is the poorest, and there's a lot of suffering and stuff like that. As a pastor, it frustrates me. I think like, God, where are you? Why do
Yeah.
you let this happen? And what calmed my spirit is my understanding of who God is. By understanding that this is not what He wanted, this is not His plan, this is not His goal. He did not create the world to have sufferance. He created this world with everything perfect. And perfect as we are as individuals, he created us to be perfect with the perfect plan and perfect everything. However, we derailed. We derailed because there's evil force in the world, right? There's evil force, and we are created as free agents. We have free will to do what it is that we choose to do. So if he created us just to only focus in one direction, then we would be robots. We wouldn't have the this like I mean that would not be love, right? That's the way I come to understand it. There's no way I could love if I had no other option. If I had no option to hate, how could you say I love? So the only way I have the option to love is because I know I also have the option not to love.
Mhm.
So he created and gave us the ability to choose between right and wrong.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, we as human have decided to choose the easy way out. And
Mhm.
it takes work and commitment to truly love. But we have chosen to do the opposite, not to love. And not to love means we choose to choose greed over anything. We choose control over everything. I mean, just this young lady who lost her life just because somebody wanted to control over
Yeah.
allowing her to be free, right? I mean, it's all these things we have selected. And my faith has led me to believe this is not it. This world has completely corrupt and destroyed. There will come a day that there is a paradise awaiting us. And it is the choice that we have made to choose paradise over what is right now. So now, one thing that I come to know, I said, okay, if this is not what it was meant to be, I am created perfect, but I can choose hate. My job is to choose love. And how do I choose love? I realize if I am the body of God right now on earth, I represent him on earth. It is my job to make the difference. It is my job. So it is not me to just like, God, go make happiness, go do good things. No, it is my job to go make a difference. And
Mhm.
how do I make a difference? I make a difference just like this young lady who lost her life. She decided to say, like, no, you know what? I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to stand strong for what I believe, and
Mhm.
that's making a difference. And because of her difference, now millions of young ladies have taken to the street. And as of late, I heard on the news, millions of young kids, children now are protesting. And same thing as in Haiti. I said, like, okay, it is up to me to make a difference, not to just sit down and just like, God, wherever you are, go make a difference. No, it is up to me. I go and be the hand. I go and be the body. When I see young people are hungry, I choose my resources what I work hard,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
go help young people. I give to those who can't go to school. I help people who have no food. I make a difference. And I realize if I choose to make a difference, if not you choose to make a difference, connect with this friend who chooses to make a difference. I believe the power of good can overcome the power of darkness.
Yes.
So I just blame God for it anymore. I choose to say I will stand up and I will go and make a difference and inspire many other people to also go make a difference. That's the way I look at it now.
Wow, I can listen to you for days.
Oh, I'm
Thank you
home.
so much. No, I really appreciate that. You're right, and there is evil, and what we need to do is try to do our part to make a
Yes.
difference. One of the when I started this business, coming talking about this business opportunity, all I was thinking about was my husband, and I wanted to help him. With expenses. I was working full time, and he was working full time. But in most of the countries that are like first world countries, even if you have a full-time job, first of all, you have no job security. Second of all, it's never enough. You go and
Right.
buy winter shoes for your kids, you pay $100. I mean,
Yep.
can you imagine? And it just you have to throw it out or donate it to someone in 3 months or sell it, which is what I was doing before I started making money from this business. And then I started making money. I started making more than my salary, and then I'm like, you know what? God has blessed me with this money. It's my duty to give back, and I have always tried to do that. I'm not saying I'm a good person. I'm just saying it's his money. He gave it to me, and I will try to give it back to people in need. And because of this business, I have been able to help a lot of people in Iran, and I'm so shocked by the amount of things, that basic things that I have here, my
Mm.
kids have here, like what you said in Haiti, and people there are suffering. And at the moment, also one of the reasons I'm doing this business is because this business has helped me to help the people from my country, even though I will never go back, even though I have left that country 20 years ago. It's like as if my body just have moved from that country. My soul is still there. And we're doing everything we can with this business, with prayers and everything. But sometimes I keep asking God, like, God, show us a way. I know the light is gonna win over, as you said, is gonna
Yes,
win over darkness, but we all want to see that, and I know things take time. Things take time. Things don't
yes,
happen overnight. Things takes years to happen. But we're just gonna have to keep being
yeah,
united. And I hope the people in your country are united, because I see even in many occasions that even people don't are not. I mean, they have all their own differences, and we have to all put these differences aside and try to be united if you really want to win, right? Over ill, right?
absolutely. There's strength in numbers. And one here's an amazing illustration I once heard. It doesn't take a lot of light to shine in darkness. Like imagine a room can be as dark could be. You just flicker one tiny little piece of match, the darkness just fly away. So I'm
Yes.
thinking if we all can join together and be the light, what kind of change can we make? Listen to stories like Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, and stories of people who were common people who just saw injustice and decided to be the light. And they have transformed the course of history. They have. And I think we can still be the same today.
Yes.
However, there is a tendency oftentimes of blaming other people or other thing for our inconvenience. That's
Yes.
just the easy way out. I
Yes.
don't believe we are called to choose the easy path out. I think we're
Yes.
called to choose the challenge, move forward by force, keep flickering the light because a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Always.
Yes. Yes. And you're helping us Iranians by coming here, and also all the people who are in pain, people from Ukraine, people from
Yes.
Palestine, who are suffering from that the similar situation. And you're helping us. You're part of that light. So I really appreciate that. And Rico, one question as a pastor. I know you're very successful in this business. I'm sure you make a lot more money than your 9 to 5, whatever
Oh, yeah.
position you have or your job is doing, because this business is beyond like imagination. I always say, I don't tell anyone how much I'm making, because they won't get it. They won't
Yeah.
get it. They say, okay, engineer is supposed to be making this much. That's it.
Yeah.
So you can put your brain into something else. But the platform we're using is so profitable, is so generous, and it's not easy. I always say this is not a get rich quick. We work
Yeah.
hard, we're committed, we don't give up, we're really patient, and with that, any business you start, you will be successful. But this
Yes.
business has blessed me and my family in many ways. But from your perspective, how is your experience from with this business? Can you tell us a little bit, as a pastor, as a person, as a father? I know you're a father.
Yes. I have four beautiful little kids. My oldest is 10
God
years
bless
old,
them.
and my
God
youngest
bless
is
them.
4 years old. So between 4 to 10, four little ones. And I think what I can say about this business is wow. Wow. When I started like 2.5 years ago, I did not think I would be sitting in this seat today, feeling so beyond blessed, right? Um, what really inspired me last year is that last year I was able, for one of the very first time, gave more to my ministry than my ministry gave me. And that was a huge, huge, huge change. I mean, if I was able to contribute more into my ministry than my ministry actually paid me to work, therefore I'm working for free. I'm literally I'm
Yes.
paying to work.
Yeah.
But that has blessed me so much because I remember right before COVID, I had to travel a lot to raise money, and I was going from place to place to place just to try to raise money, and I kept praying. I said, Lord, I just hope one day I don't have to be just going from house to house and hoping to raise money so that I could get a salary for the ministry, building partners, building friends, and all. I said, I'm hoping one day that I can outgive my ministry, and last year was the first year that happened. And so this as it within itself is a huge testimony to know that this business has literally transformed my life from an economic standpoint, and also transforming the ministry as a whole as well.
Yes. Yeah, because when you make more money, the
Yes.
people in your circle also, leverage that, right? And even the taxes we pay. Some people say, "Oh, you know what? You're paying so much taxes." I'm like, "It's okay. The taxes are going in a good place. They build roads with that money that I'm making, I'm creating for this with this business. They're
Yeah.
gonna be helping the refugees. They're gonna be helping people who don't have any income, and this is disabilities, whatever they're using. I'm happy with that because that's all good. That's all light. That's all comes back to my life. Even if it
You know,
doesn't come back, I'm not
I
doing it
like
because,
that. I
yeah,
like that. That,
yeah,
because last year was the first year also that I ever had to pay tax back to the government. Usually
yeah,
I never had to pay tax back. The government gets money.
yeah.
But I went to my accountant. My accountant said, like, whoa, you owe money. I said, really? I said, that must be good.
That must be good. Yes.
And also today, I went because tomorrow we're gonna have this event where we do a lot of meal packs. We just pack like a big containers full of food and we send them around the world. So we just sent a big container to Afghanistan to help with hunger and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'm doing like this big organizing thing. People in the church gonna be packing like bags of food,
God
manna pack,
bless you.
call it. And on my way there a while ago, a cops just pulled me over. I said, "Oh no, what is going on?" So the
Do you
cops
know
came
who I am?
and he flagged me up. What he found out is I forgot to renew my registration. Now I had the insurance, but I didn't
Yes.
renew my registration. I said, "Oh, I totally forgot about this registration. It costs $84 to renew, right? But I
Yeah.
totally forgot it." And then he gave me a ticket of $324. And then I
Oh,
was just like, "Oh, okay." I said, like, that's not a problem. For some reason, for some reason, I wasn't stressed over the $324. I said, like,
yes.
you know what? Okay, that's my mistake. I'll make sure that I'll recover my registration on Monday morning. But and I started thinking, how come I didn't get stressed over $324?
Yes.
For other
Yeah.
people, they would be crying, right? Many
Yes.
people would feel like, oh, I have no money. But I'm thinking like, well, 324. I hate to pay it, but at the
Yes.
end of the day, hey, it's my mistake. It's going to the police officers who happens to be doing their job. And I thought like $324. Thank you, God, for this business. Because had it not been for this business, I'd be so stressed right now because of that
Yes.
$324. That's
Yes.
just a side note of a
No, no,
testimony.
no. That's absolutely right. Things that we were doing before we start this business, and that's what I'm saying. Some people say, "Well, I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not sure if I want to take the chances." I'm like, first of all, don't take the chances because
Yeah.
nobody forced me or nobody pressured me to make the chances.
Right.
I looked at this business as the last way out of our
Yeah.
situation. And I'm not saying I wasn't making enough money or my husband wasn't making enough money, but you all know that in North America or in
Mm.
Europe or in Australia, New Zealand, wherever you're watching this from, salary is never going to give you savings.
No.
You will never have any savings. You will never have any, money on the side if you are just relying on your salary. You have to always have a second source of income that is not impacted by politics, by commodity prices, by this and this and this and that. And I totally get it. I'm so grateful, and thank you for sharing that. Rico, you're in Calgary, right? In
I
Alberta?
am, yeah. And it's snowing outside right now. It's crazy.
Yes. I live in Alberta. I lived in Grand Prairie for 2 years.
Oh, did you?
It's way up north. Yes,
Oh,
I was working oil and gas for many years. I was working for Slumbers. I'm sure you have heard their name. But
oh,
when
yeah.
I come to Calgary, because I have so many people in my team in there, I'm gonna come there and I'm gonna come to your ministry and I'm gonna see
Yes,
you and I'm gonna shake hands with you.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you're such a blessing for our community. You're such a blessing to this world, and the world needs more people like Rico. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being so nice and generous with your busy schedule. I know, I get it. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And God
Thank
bless
you.
you and have a
Thank
beautiful
you.
weekend. Thank you so much for
Uh,
sharing everything you shared with us.
Thank you so much. Cheers, and keep rocking your business and keep inspiring the world. I think this message is needed around the world.
Yes, I'm going to make sure that it gets as long as far as it can.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank
thank,
you so much, Neda.
thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.